All right, great Big Ten win. I think that was, that was a game that had some unique twists and turns. I thought, we're controlling the game. Obviously, we had a couple of errors there in the third quarter with the penalties, especially on the punt, and then obviously the turnover that allowed them to come back and capture some momentum. But I thought our team responded and separated back in a really good way. So that was very positive. A lot to learn from, a lot that's got to continue to get better. But if you're learning lessons as you win, it's hard not to be excited about what you see out of this football team. And everything I see makes me believe that we're going to continue to grow, learn from some of the mistakes, because there are so many positive things that are happening out there. I mean, that's, you look at that team and their, ability coming in to stop the run. An offense that shown some really explosive plays, some big plays in the run game. We controlled it for a long time, all right, and that was pretty cool to see. So we're excited about the win. We're not satisfied. We know we got to get better. We know we got a big opportunity here coming up this week. Another road Big Ten game. Those are like gold, and so we're excited to get back on the practice field tomorrow night and get ready for Illinois.
Coach, 500 yards tonight, big plays from each of your skill groups offensively. Is this the most explosive when it comes to speed, when it comes to the skill players that you've had since you've been here at SC?
Well, I think the first thing is the O-line played really well, and that's where it all starts. And our guys up front are doing some really good things. I think we're seeing, early on here in the season, it's got to continue, but I think we're seeing some of the fruits of our labor in terms of what we've developed, O-line and D-line wise, and then just the battle that was all spring and all camp. Our D-line and our O-line going at it, and I think they've made each other better. And so you're seeing both lines really affect the game right now. And that's how really good teams play. So excited about that, and that's what's given guys, on the back end defensively, and obviously, our skill guys offensively chances to make plays.
Jaden, you threw a pass, got tipped at the line of scrimmage right before it got picked late, swooped in out of nowhere, caught the ball. When you get that type of effort from your teammates, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's a momentum changer for sure. Coach said it's great execution on the play, but definitely things I can work on.
What changed for that three-possession lead, or that three-score lead to evaporate?
Two turnovers. That's what turnovers equalize. When we're dominating the football game, and turnovers are the great equalizer. I mean, the penalty on the punt is a turnover. It's a stop. And I think we actually had a decent return on it. And then obviously, we had the turnover. And then we didn't finish, defensively on a couple of those drives. Thought we had opportunities to. Even after the one on the punt, we had opportunities to stop them, and penalties kind of kept that drive going. So we had some self-inflicted errors in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden, you're playing a good football team. Like all of a sudden, you have those, like, it's going to get close. But our ability to separate back out, I thought, was just as impressive as getting the lead.
There's been an emphasis to improve on the penalties here for a few weeks. How do you do that? What do you think is not gotten so far?
I think we're improving on. There's parts of it we are improving at, but obviously, we haven't done it enough. We had a couple substitution errors tonight, which are inexplicable and can't happen. That's coaching, so we got to get a lot better at that. We've had some aggressive ones, but I've told people for years, like, most of the time, if you go at the end of the season, it's be good for y'all to look up. Go look up the least penalized teams in the country. Typically, it's a bunch of teams with shitty records. And so, there's a balance. You have to play this game aggressive. And I'm not going to put a team out there, all right, at USC that does not play this game aggressive. The flip side of that is you've got to handle the self-inflicted ones. And that's where we got to do better. And we're going to continue to emphasize it. It's important. I mean, a couple players in here just spoke up to the team about how important that is, and we understand that's going to be critical going forward.
Coach, as it relates to the body clock, what were some things that you had to factor in getting ready for an 8 p.m. kick tonight versus what does that look like getting ready for an 11 a.m. kick next Saturday?
Yeah, nice of the Big Ten. It's just not going to be an excuse for us. We've got a plan for it. We were ready if we had an early kick in a different time zone. In terms of what we were going to do, we can't control that tonight was at 8 o'clock. I mean, our guys got to bank some hours of sleep here today, our guys and our coaches, and which was good. And we're going to go get ready to go play our ass off next week.
Megan, I know Jacoby didn't.
First rushing touchdown of his career today. You handed the ball off to him. Can you walk us through what you were seeing on that play and just how versatile the guy is?
Yeah, I mean, we practiced it all week and weeks before like that. But I mean, anytime the ball's in his hands, something big's about to happen.
Megan, I know Jacoby didn't play today. Do you anticipate that being a short-term thing or something?
I'll say still inconclusive right now. Also, it was something that kind of popped up middle of the week from the game that was a little bit unexpected, but we're just gonna have to see how it goes. It's not I don't think it'll be super long, but at the same time, I certainly can't sit here today and say he's for sure going to play, next week or in the coming weeks.
Any concern with the bite of
Nothing, not too major. I think it's something he'll be able to bounce back from.
Given Michigan State's run defense, what does it mean to have such a balanced attack on offense tonight?
That was important. We challenged the guys from a physicality standpoint. We knew that was going to be a key coming in the game. And I thought our line backs, everybody really, really played well. Tight ends, we broke a lot of tackles. Wayne and Eli, those guys were really impactful. So, real complete performance by those guys.
Maybe without Jacoby, how did you see Kai just respond, especially when he was getting more attention?
Yeah, I think he was just ready to play, just kind of himself, and we had some other big contributions from guys like Jaden Richardson and obviously Tanook, and the tight ends were impactful. So, yeah, I think anytime something like that happens, other guys got to be ready to step up, and I thought our other skill guys did that.
Coach, with the way the D-line, most of the game, you had 150-yard rushing. How do you feel like the vision that you had coming in, you feel like they've exceeded it, especially the defensive line?
And I got high standards for our D line, so I wouldn't say they've exceeded it, but I would also say I'm really excited about the way we're playing and just we're impacting the game. Like every game we've played up to this point, you feel the presence of our defensive line. You feel our depth, and it's fun seeing those guys continue just to grow and get better because we still have so many kind of new young faces that are contributors, along with some older guys like Dev that have been here. And that group's got a great vibe about them. They're hungry. And I think they're going to keep getting better and better.
Is there any concern with the secondary that seems to be a good breakdown right now?
Yeah, we had the one early in the game, that's again, can't happen. And that's the big one that obviously hurt us and kind of, gave them a 40-something yard touchdown pass there right there to begin the game. So, we did a good job bottling it up after that. Obviously, we gave up the late one-on-one ball there at the end. Yeah, we've had, like you said, about one of them a game, and we've got to put a lid on it.
Devin, how would you say the defense did, just the defensive front end in terms of containing Johnson?
I feel like we did well as a group. Obviously, like Coach said, we're never satisfied with the results that we had. Coming into the game, we definitely thought we would be better from that standpoint. But like you said, we just got to continue to improve. But I feel like we did what we could today.
Coach, over 500 yards of offense tonight. Offensively, do you feel like you've gotten your swagger back at this point?
Do I feel like I've got my swagger back? It never left. Yeah. I believe in what we do, and I believe in the people we have in here. I believe in the defense that we go against every day. And the guys are playing some good ball right now.
Coach, two targeting calls against Michigan State in that first half. Just in a broad sense, are you happy with the attention that possible targeting penalties are getting?
It's such a tough call. I think we all wanted the egregious ones out of the game for player safety. I think we all get that. There's obviously some unique scenarios, even like the ball that Lake caught, that their really good linebacker got ejected on. They're tough plays. And so just try to educate our team as much as we can on it. Obviously, number one, for their safety, and number two, so that we can avoid those types of penalties, because it's honestly, it's the most extreme penalty in our game. A 15-yarder missing a half a football. It's a big deal. So our guys have done a good job avoiding them, but they're obviously huge goals.
Let's do one more.
With the way, obviously, Big Ten Media Day, you talked about how you want to come on to be more vocal as a leader. How has his role in doing that kind of helped the linebackers up to speed?
Yeah, he's involved in a lot of communication and our defense. I think he's done a really good job with it. He's had to play some different positions this year because that's what's been best for the team and best for our defense. So his unselfishness has definitely showed up. And so, no, he's definitely a steadying force for us, and we're going to need to continue to have him be a great leader for us. And then last thing I want to say, I know late kick and all that, but the Trojan, our fan base, Trojan Nation, like they showed up tonight. I mean, that's what. That was a really, really electric atmosphere in there. I appreciate everybody that came out. I mean, that's what the damn Coliseum's got to be like, man. And it's got to be even freaking better when we get back here in a couple of weeks. We'll see you then. Bye now.